these? You may call them a piece of jewelry. You may even say that they are old, faded, maybe even cheap. What are they worth? Well, let me take you back in time 68 years ago to a remote village called Ishwariya in Gujarat, India. My maternal grandmother, who I call Nanima, and grandfather had 6 young children who lived together in the poorest of conditions. Given that my grandfather wasn't feeling well, Nanima took care of the kids. She did an amazing job at that. You see, there was something about Nanima. I believe her wisdom was a gift from God. Her vision and outlook in life was way ahead of her time. She knew the importance of education and made sure her kids went to the local village school. The books were very expensive, so they bought one and shared amongst the 6 of them. After school, the kids would earn some money by farming and carry bundles of wheat on their backs that weighed way more than they did, only to earn a rupee per bundle. One day, as my mom walked back from school, she saw her cousin wearing delicate gold earrings. She fell in love with them instantly. As she got home, she said, "Mother, I want gold earrings." Nanima, disheartened, looked at her and said, "Beta, we don't have enough money for that." Mom, at the age of 7, did not bring them up again. Nanima's love for her daughter was far too strong. So, with the cow that Nanima owned, whose milk was used to feed the household, she decided to sell the cow's milk and saved enough money to buy her daughter a beautiful pair of 22-karat gold earrings with red and green stones in them. Mom was truly the happiest girl in that village. So, how much are they worth, you're wondering? Well, at that time, around 1957, she bought them for about 35 Indian rupees, which is less than $1 Canadian today. Not worth much, right? Well, let's not jump to any conclusions yet. As Mom grew older and wiser and wore those earrings everywhere she went, girls her age started getting married. But Mom had her own aspiration. She knew in her heart that someday, when she'll have her own kids, they would be living in a country where there's the best opportunity for education. They would be independent and not live the kind of life that she lived. That meant she had to reject many suitors and say no to those asking for Mom's hand in marriage, or magas as they say in Gujarati. She and Nanima heard neighbors whispering and asking why she not getting married, but neither of them really cared. They both stood their ground and focused on my mom's goal. One day, Mom and her friend were on a lunch break, sitting under a tree on a scorching hot day after their usual farm work. As they finished their lunch, a man approached and stopped beside them. He said he was from the neighboring village and wanted some water. Mom said, "Sure, wait here and I'll go bring some water from the well nearby." So in the blazing heat, barefoot, she walked to the well and gave this man some water. He thanked her and then looked at my mom's friend and told her, "This girl is very lucky." Mom's friend asks, "Who, Parviz?" Pointing to my mom, he continued, "Yes, she is very lucky. I predict she will travel Pradesh, as in overseas, and live a happy life there." He thanked them again and walked away. The 2 girls looked at each other, laughed it off, and headed back to the farm. In reality, their prediction was quite accurate. an opportunity presented itself for Mum to travel to Africa. Now, what do you think she did? She had 5 younger brothers to take care of, and she was helping Nanima raise them. How could she leave them all behind to fulfill her own dream? Nanima to the rescue again, and she said, "Go, beta. You have to live your life and live your aspiration. Don't worry about me and your 5 brothers. I have God by my side. All I want you to do is take care of yourself. Face any mushkil head on. Have faith, remember God, and go fulfill your dream." Mum was so overjoyed, yet sad to leave them all behind, not knowing when she'll see or talk to them again. Remember, there were no cell phones, computers, Wi-Fi, landline in that village at that time. Just telegrams and writing letters, which took months to reach. So, with mixed feelings, she packed her belongings, but left behind the pair of earrings for Nanima to remember her by. With a few things packed, she set off to Tanzania. Now, normally it would take about a day and a half to fly to Tanzania, but she didn't have the means to do so. So she traveled on a ship on her own for 22 days. 22 days on her own, and what kept her strong through her journey was her faith in God and Nanima's love for her. Now, once in Tanzania, she met this handsome man here, my father, who now became her strength as they together began their new life. They moved to a larger city in Mwanza, and the family grew from 2 to 4, with me being the youngest and the most rebellious. In Mwanza, my sister and I went to an amazing school where we learned geography, about Christianity, learned and performed in plays, we sang, acted, wrote stories, learned history such as the journey of Vasco da Gama, learned math, English, science, sports, and more sports. While we were busy living our parents' dream, Mum became familiar with the new culture, foods, languages. They opened a family business, and their business flourished. They were living their dream. Sounds like smooth sailing, right? Well, not quite. There was yet another complication. You see, there was no further opportunity for quality secondary education in that city at that time. So Mum and Dad kept their goal in mind and decided to leave for Canada. My parents sold their flourishing business and house, and we packed yet again. This time we flew to Canada as opposed to taking the ship for 22 days that my mom did. Once in Ottawa, Canada, we all had to yet again learn a new culture, different foods, cold weather, language, a challenging adjustment which meant both Mom and Dad took on multiple jobs to support us and our lifestyle in Canada. While parents were busy earning a living, my sister and I took advantage of the education system and graduated from high school and then university. As a graduation gift from my parents, I had a choice to pick any place I wanted to travel to. I said Nava Ishwariya. I wanted to see Nanima and the whole family. So Mom and I headed to Nava Ishwariya while Dad and sister stayed in Ottawa. This was perhaps one of the most fun and emotional trips of my lifetime. At night, we would sit outside in the bonfire, cuddled up in the blanket, and I would ask Nanima to tell me some vartas, as in stories. She would tell me stories about courage, faith, the journey of a drop of water called Pani Nutipu, about Jesal Toran, Birbal ni Khichdi, Titarpal, as in the knight in shining armor. In fact, I remember Mum telling me that Nanima was known to be the best storyteller in the village. People, young and the young at heart, would visit in the evenings as entertainment, as there was no TV or electricity at that time. I asked how Nanima was such an amazing storyteller, and Mum said, well, it's from her father. He was the king of storytellers. Aha, so I thought. It runs in the family. I wonder for how long. Then came that day when we had to say our goodbyes. Food didn't taste the same. Every now and then someone started crying. As we said our final goodbyes, Nanima handed me a parting gift. I looked at them and remember asking her, Nanima, are these the earrings you gave Mum when she was young? She nodded. We hugged and cried, not saying a word, as we both understood what these earrings meant, the true worth of these earrings. Now, as I look at these earrings, I see them as Nanima's legacy. In these earrings, I see Mum's courage and conviction to stay strong and true to her aspiration as she traveled 22 days on a ship from India to Africa and then flew to Canada. In these earrings, I see my mom and dad coming together across oceans and through time to realize their common dream. As I wear these earrings, I feel as though Nanima is with me, looking at me from up above, and perhaps not even realizing how much, through this film, these earrings now mean to me. I don't know what the future holds for me, or with whom I will share this legacy. But I know that these earrings are precious and priceless. No dollar, no rupee, no currency, not even bitcoins can place a value on these earrings. And so the journey continues. So, Mum, how was my storytelling?
Ishwariya